All right. Just going through the stack. All right, this letter is from January 15th, 2014. And for the purposes of this video, her name is Gwendolyn. Gonna go ahead and censor her name. Here we go. I haven't looked at these in a while, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm just reading, but it's just a lot. Okay. Dear Matt, just wanted to say hi, smiley face. Okay, hi. All right, I'm good, winky face. Cars reference in parentheses. Look at this beast cursive handwriting. That's because of all the notes I've written to you this year. It's so exciting to get a letter. I might just pee my pants if I got one, haha, ... I'm home alone now, going between writing music, listening to the Patriot soundtrack, and writing this. I still have to practice flute and do more house chores. They'll get done eventually. I'm looking forward to seeing you over break. You said you had a lot of things to show me. You know some things I would love to do with you? Could we write a 4-hand duet to play? Like one we could do in church and maybe school? Theory has made us both better musicians, and I bet we could write something super cool together. We'll think about it? I would also love to take a slow dancing class. Just imagine us as great dancers. I always dream of dancing to Beauty and the Beast and So Close. I wonder how the semester will go. I like where this past one ended up, a lot more than how it started. I wonder how much we will change. I know we've both matured so much lately. I hope God shows you some awesome, unique, and unexpected opportunities this upcoming semester. I want to be the first to hear all about them. He has granted us both wonderful friendships and forming plans, along with a central relationship with him. God sent his son, Jesus, to earth to die for us so we can live for him. He is with us always, and as we go about our lives, we are to make disciples. I have a feeling a lot of these letters are about to be like this. I'm laughing because I'm like bracing myself. Thank you for being such a big part of my walk with our Lord. I am blessed by our friendship. Having God and us means we don't have to wallow in confusion, bitterness, envy, or fear. We will faithfully take our concerns to God and place ourselves in his hands. Philippians 4:6-7. We will seek truth and dwell on what is pure. We will make mistakes, apologize, and continue on in love and grace, something only possible through God. Sure. I am not perfect, but I hope that you will love me beyond these. I will for you. I far more than tolerate you, winky face. Tolerate you is like in quotes or whatever. My door is completely open and it feels wonderful. And then she says my full name. I really hope we can become great best friends. What time was this? January 2014. So we were still dating at the time. Okay. Just checking. Why should we waste our time growing anything other than love? Prayer is the roundup to envy and fear. I'm willing to come with you to seek counsel from Mike. I am looking forward to sharing the work God has done with each of us since we last spoke, and also receiving advice and wisdom. So that's just the first page. And something I do want to reflect on is I do remember meeting with her pastor at one point in time. And really the key problem that I had been experiencing was due to me kind of forgetting who I was and what I actually liked spending my time doing day to day, and focusing a lot on her and what she had. And that's that was the start of something that I realized was just a me problem. And that I still struggle with. It's a thing that just makes relationships really hard for me. So kind of cool to remember that and have some documentation about it. Let's go to the second page. All right, page 2, or paper 2. This is so weird to read because it's like, well, apparently not. Like, if you ever read through love letters after a relationship, these are old. These are like 7 years old now. That's crazy. Okay. Just imagine having freaking just, this is just a weird situation. I'm realizing more that I even have this stuff is weird, but I kind of just wasn't home and didn't bother throwing anything away. And now I just have it. So I'm like, well, let me move on. Anyway, I'm not holding any bitterness or fear in my heart, just hope and anticipation, smiley face. Hope to see and kiss you soon and for what the semester will bring. Challenges, but more importantly, opportunity, fun, God's work, hope, excitement, and true love. Love is a choice, in parentheses, but definitely not purgatory. Okay. I may be independent, and you are too. I was not at this time, but anyway. But I don't know what I would do without you. My greatest friend and truest, smiley face. You give me great advice, always listen intently, help in every way you can, love my family, don't mind dirty work, appreciate music, in parentheses and in quotes, somebody understands me, want to talk to me, respect me at all times, have the best touch, smiley face, and offer unconditional love. Whenever I earplay a few bars of something, the first thing I want to do is show you. I love the chance to make you laugh. And she said in parentheses, and it pisses me off that Andrew can do it better. Sorry for clipping the mic. I just wasn't expecting to see even the word pisses, just because knowing she was a very like goody two shoes maybe a bit mean, or I wouldn't want to necessarily attribute that, but that was just funny to read. And my brother can do it better because he's known me for longer, and also because we share the same sense of humor, and our senses of humor like overlapped, me and Gwendolyn, but they weren't the like one and the same. And also she did not like really, really fucked up humor, which I do. So there's that. We always end up back together and happier. I'm holding back nothing. I promise to trust you and love you. In parentheses, it's really not that hard. I can tell God is with us because I am watching this weed choke out slowly. That was weird. I was like, weed? None of it is by our work. All we need to do is have faith. He is handling it. And then shift our focus back to the other important things in life. Like what color your pea turns if you eat peats. This is so weird. That's so awesome to read at the same time. I have full confidence that God will lead each of us down the right path. Continue to seek truth, smiley face. Jeremiah 29:13. I always wondered if she had a Bible. I didn't always wonder this, but I'm wondering now if she had a Bible with her when she was writing this, or if she has all of this shit memorized. Either one is impressive to me. And I've got some things to say after this. So what else is up? I know you like music, question mark. If you would have listened to my last thing that I did with the journal readings, I'm fucking obsessed with music, apparently. What have you written lately? What was your favorite thing to write? If you could host a random party with me at my house, what would it be? Theme? Who's invited? When? She always did have awesome questions, which I liked because I suck at making conversation. She had great questions and like random like what if questions, and I actually really like people that have good questions like that. I think that's really cool. If we could go on a vacation for a week, where and what would we do? What's your biggest pet peeve? And then in parentheses and quotes, what really peeves you, winky face? What do you value the most in a friend? What's a tradition you'd like to create with your future family? What would you like to do with your wife to keep life fun and loving? What's your favorite flavor of ramen? What's the weirdest thing you've eaten? What's your favorite Disney song? What's your favorite flower? Describe where you hope to be in 10 years. in detail in parentheses with a smiley face. You're not suggesting anything specific, right? I'm just kidding. I was actually probably more of the one that would do something like that, not her. What's your favorite flavor of pie? What would be your dream marching band show for next year? So when you have free time over break, she points to the questions. I'll be talking to you soon. Keep feeling better, smiley face. I love you. Love, Gwendolyn. Okay, so a few things. I have suspicions about this individual that she might share a particular psychological trait that I have, and that's part of why we got along really well together. But my special interest is music, and it is a special interest of hers because we bonded over music a lot. But hers is the Bible. That's her like thing, and you can tell. And just because when I go to any of my old journals, it's all about music stuff. And in here, it's like it is like a relationship letter, but there's these like Bible verses and quotes and a lot of emphasis on God. And there's some stuff about music too, but it's in ways where I think to a lot of people, they would find it very unexpected that they're mentioning that sort of thing. Just as in, if I'm writing about a relationship and then the next paragraph talking about the way speakers feel in my hands, like I saw in the last one, it's just interesting. I want to look at some of these questions and just see, I think there might have been one other thing I wanted to bring up, but with some of these questions, see what those answers would be. If you could host a random party with me at my house, what would it be? Theme, who's invited, when? I'm trying to think of with her actually, not just. I can't answer that. I can answer some of these. If I could host a random party, I'm not hosting parties. Fuck that. I hate parties. If I host a small social gathering, my brother and like one or two of my best friends, or maybe three if I'm lucky, are invited. And that's it. Ideally like 2 or 3 people. My closest friends and their spouses. Whenever that's realistic. If we could go on a vacation for a week, where and what would we do? If I could go on a vacation for a week, I think I would go to Sweden for lots of reasons. And what would I do in Sweden? Visit a friend. Try and do as much Swedish shit as possible. Svenska skiter. I don't know if that's actually how you would say that, but that's just funny to me, so I'm just going to keep it. What's your biggest pet peeve? Lately, shitty teachers. Just putting that there. I'm not elaborating on that because I'm not allowed to. What do you value most in a friend? See, this is usually where you're supposed to say something like honesty and trust. Those are things that are given to me, and if you don't have either of those things, then you're fucked and you're not my friend. So those are like a baseline for me. What I really like in friends is interesting conversations. Them being smart is a huge plus. And them being funny is a huge plus. So creative, funny, and smart. I know that's a tall bill, but the people that I get along with most are those things. So that's what I value most in friends. What's a tradition you'd like to create with your future family? If I have like a normal family, or at least just have like some kind of a spouse and a child or two, a tradition. Dude, steak Thanksgivings, because my family does that now, and it's way better than turkey. There's probably more meaningful things that I can think of, but it'll depend on the family, right? You'll develop funny little things and be like, oh, well, this funny thing happened on this date, so every day on this date we make like a casserole or some shit. It would depend on the family. What would you like to do with your wife to keep life fun and loving? See, I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know if I'll have a wife or a husband, or if I will just not do the whole marriage thing. I genuinely am not sure. I'm about to be 24 this year, so I just got a lot of time, and I have no idea. I don't even know what I want anymore. And sorry for this streakiness on my face. But what would I want to do with them to keep life fun and loving? I think with the right person, I wouldn't have to necessarily think about a lot, but relationships are a lot of upkeep. So that also I feel like depends on the person. But in general, it's hard to be realistic and say. But but I would want to say like trying new food, going to play, like getting out of our routine would be important to me, to keeping life fun and loving. Because once you get too much into a routine, you can start hating everything being bland. So just making things different, which is not hard with me. I get bored with my own routine very quickly and will do shit that doesn't make sense just because I'm bored. What's my favorite flavor of ramen? Homemade chicken ramen. Actually, I like pork ramen too, if it's well made. But actually good ramen. Fuck that Maruchan sauce packet or powder shit. I might have ramen for dinner. That'd be good. What's the weirdest thing you've eaten? Octopus. I think it was octopus or calamari, but it tasted like Angus beef in a way. Like the way it was prepared was like smoky, and it was good. It was very good, but it was the weirdest. I've had squid, like things with tentacles, probably the weirdest for sure. And crawfish. Seafood is weird in general, but crawfish is fucking gross. There's like eating little fish bugs. It's nasty. What's your favorite Disney song? That's hard. That's really hard because I like a lot of them. I don't know if I can pick because it's like, we'll stick with songs. We won't do like score music. I'll go, I can't really pick honestly, but I'll go ahead and go with like, if it's not Hakuna Matata or something from like the 90s, A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes. That song is a fucking banger. What's your favorite flower? I don't know. I think there's a purple flower. My favorite tree is the cherry blossoms. They're so beautiful. And my favorite trees and flowers are probably in Japan. I think they have the most pretty ones over there. Describe where you hope to be in 10 years in detail. Okay, so 10 years from now, I'll be 33 years old. I hope I have a steady job and have a decent outlook on my future. I hope I'm not necessarily in the same position that I'm with my job now, but that I'm still with that company because I like working with them. We'll see. I'm pretty changed my mind, but I finally feel like a little bit more stable financially, which is something I've like never had. Other than that, have a boss-ass studio, and other than that, I don't know. I need to think about that question more, actually. Hopefully writing music and just enjoying life and being financially stable. Really being financially stable and not feeling stressed out all the time. Those would be nice. What's my favorite flavor of pie? If it's traditional pie, pumpkin pie. If it's not, Oreo pie. What would be your dream marching band show for next year? Well, I'm not in band now, but I will just say I love Carolina Crown 2013. Probably my favorite show, but there's so many good ones and it's hard to pick. And that's all. So that's it for this. I just kind of answered a bunch of random questions and went on some other rants about that. But that is letter number 1 from January 2014. Next one.